Welcome in to the Joe Cronin Show. It is been a wonderful day today. What a wonderful day today it's been, huh? You guys fucking feeling it or what? Dude, huh? You fucking feeling it? I'm feeling it. Feeling good about myself. Feeling good about everybody else in the world. I feel good about, you know what I really feel good about are the fucking patrons. That's what I feel good about. Put them up on the fucking screen right now before their wives and mothers find out that they've spent the credit card money up. Because when their wives and mothers find out, because it's mostly men doing this, when their wives and mothers find out about all the money they're spending on the Joe Cronin Show, they're going to fucking kill them. I mean, let's be honest. They're going to fucking execute these people. So let's have a nice little solemn, almost like I don't even know what the fuck the word is. I'm Joe Biden at this point. Joe Cronin has become Joe fucking Biden as far as memory goes. You know what I mean? Like, I want to say the word reunion, but I know it's not reunion. I know the word is, it's not funeral, it's not reunion, it's like reception, momentum. It's like, the words aren't coming to me. And folks, this is what happens when you have brain damage or you're a tard. I'm going with brain damage because when I was younger, I really had a grasp of words. Like, I could figure out so many. It was unbelievable. But since I don't know how to, memorial. That's the word. There we go. Memorial. Look at that. It just popped into my head, It's weird. Like, I have all these other stats in my head that are there. They won't go away. But then words like memorial decide to go away. Why is memorial as a word? Like, why does that word go missing from my vocabulary? Why is that? Like, I can't remember memorial for some reason. Fucking dumb. But I can remember statistics like 100% of baseball players are child molesters. It's weird that I can... Some things just you never forget. Other things, you can't get them to stick whatsoever. If only we could drown everybody in the world. But like, you had to watch even though your turn was coming up next, at some point, my turn's coming, I'm going to get the call, and I'm going to have to go up and be drowned. And then, 70 million people are going to get to see that who are left on the earth. And eventually they're going to get down to, the last 500 people. And that will be disappointing because you'll be like, man, no one's really going to see me drown. Like, all these other people I got to see people drown, and millions of people saw that. But now that I'm going to be drowned, only 500 people are left to see it. That's depressing. More depressing than the drowning itself. And I want to thank dildos.com for sponsoring this video. When you enter in coupon code CUCKFUCKHEAD, you're going to get $10 off. So enter coupon code CUCKFUCKHEAD. Go ahead. I locked the door because I didn't want the kids to come in the room while I'm doing this podcast or even come down the stairs at all. But I started thinking, imagine if I had a fucking heart attack down here. No one's going to be able to save me because I'm, bolted in here. If I just right now just, grab my wrist and I was like, ugh, and just fucking keeled over and died, there would be no saving me because you wouldn't be able to get to me. Probably no one would know what's happened. So by now, many of you guys maybe have known about the chemical fire in the major problem in Chicago. I know you might have been thinking of gun violence was the major problem, but, it's not that. Not the dead black babies and children and people and other things. I'm talking about the fires in Illinois right now. The murder. The death. Actually, no one's died yet of this, I don't think. But they have evacuated the place. And they say this could be a major problem. It's owned by Chemtool Inc., which produces greases, lubricants, metalworking fluids, and cleaners. Chemtool Inc. Like the most generic, terrifying name there could be. Like, it could have been like Chemtronics. It could have been like chemphysylthol, chemphosphorus 4. It could be like the Billsburg Corporation. It could have been any of those, but no, Chemtool Inc. The most generic, terrifying fucking name that there ever could be. Chemtool Inc. It'd be like if a mayonnaise factory exploded and they were like, the company was Greasy Farms. I don't know what I'm talking about. It produces greases, lubricants, metalworking, fluids, and cleaners. Chemtool Inc. Wow. They think it's going to be a major problem. Now, do you think they blew this place up? Because isn't China having some kind of leakage in a nuclear power plant? So this is going on. You know what I'm looking forward to? I'm looking forward to, like, the Hills Have Eyes type of shit. Because this smoke is so fucking huge. Like, this big fucking plume just fucking, BOOM! Just shooting up into the air. It's going to cover half of fucking Illinois by the end of the day. The acid rain's going to come down, or the weird rain's going to rain. Fucking Evil Dead. I'm hoping for something strange. You know, you don't want anything too horrific. Sure, women could develop, like, birthing issues and become fertile or whatever. You know, people could develop, like, pancreatic cancer and stuff like that, but that's no fun. You know, that's not really any fun at all. What you're really hoping for here is some kind of fucked up mutation for all the people in the area, you know? I don't know what part of Illinois this is. Western, I couldn't tell you. Aurora, I don't know. Is that Wayne's World or whatever? I don't even know. But it'd be great if they just, like, a weird thing happened that wasn't too horrific. You know what I mean? Like we don't want, like, a mystery rash to start happening that's, like, burning people's skins off. Like, you know, like baby burns in the middle of the night from fiery skin problem due to the chemicals it was exposed to in the fire that happened at the Chemtool Inc. explosion. You know? I'm hoping for something weird, you know, like boys grow a tail. That'd be great. You know, like the boys grow a fucking tail. Or, you know, like a weird, or like a gigantic fucking freckle grows on people's, like, dicks. I don't know. I like something weird. Like, give us a weird mutation because of this. You know, like, nobody wants, like, oh, the whole town got COPD. Oh, everybody got lung cancer 15 years later. That's no fucking fun. We take way too long to figure that out. By the time all those people start dying of it, nobody's going to know. You know, they're going to go, must have been something to do with that Chem fucking Tool Inc. place. It's like, no, we don't want that. I don't want that. I want to see people right now start growing a third dick and stuff. As opposed to a second dick. Did you know people have second dicks? But yeah, watching the fire and the blaze, it's all too wonderful. Also, watching Joe Biden is wonderful. Joe Biden has been great. If you guys haven't, if Joe Biden doesn't put you to sleep, I don't know what will. Like, Donald Trump sometimes, I would assume, would give people, like, anxiety, right? Because of how he talked. But, like, Joe Biden will, like, put you to sleep. Let's hear from the president. I mean, I'm tired right now, but Mr. President, please take it away.
To answer the first question, I'm laughing too. They actually, well, look, I mean, he has made clear that the answer is, I believe he has in the past essentially acknowledged that he was, there are certain things that he would do or did do.
Now, I'm not sure exactly what happened, but I'm pretty sure some kind of fucking reboot happened right there. Some kind of programming didn't fucking work out and he malfunctioned right there. I don't know. Man, I'd love to see. Do you think Joe Biden still jerks off? You think Joe Biden do you think he still jerks off? Do you think he can jerk off? What does it look like when an old guy like that jerks off? If they do. If you can't, I don't even know. Actually, I'm assuming they can because I remember a story of, like, somebody, I don't remember who it was, but some horrific story of some kid being like, They had to be raised by their grandparents or something because their parents died, and like it was like scarred for life because they'd go downstairs all the time and see their grandfather waxing his carrot, which is, good lord, one of the worst things I've ever fucking heard almost. Yeah, I mean, I did have a little promo for Buck Nasty earlier. I love Buck Nasty. So the cocksucker. Here's a little Buck Nasty for you. I definitely think they should come out with a new video game where you can bludgeon to death people like that you hate, like that you hate.
All the stories of Buck Nasty's mother being a hooker are real, so she got AIDS and died slowly in front of her family. I hope Buck Nasty's mother eats her own shit and dies. I hope all the horrible things that can happen to a stage 2 pancreatic cancer patient happen to Buck Nasty's mother within a day. I hope Buck Nasty's mother falls on a lollipop and then shits her pants in front of the whole family. I hope Buck Nasty's mother is walking down the street and she slips and lands on a pussy. I hope Buck Nasty's mother chokes on a bowl of chicken while staring at herself in the mirror, pleasuring herself to pics of my dick hole. I hope all the stories.
Wow, I mean, like, listen, that was inspiring. And on a night where Monday Night Raw will surely give me AIDS, it's good to hear things like that. I mean, I don't even know how the fuck this is Eva Marie anymore. Sure, I want to come on those tits. Sure, she looks like she needs to ride something. Sure, I'm horny. Oh, fuck, Naomi's looking good, too. But is that really Eva Marie's face, dude? She looks like a fucking alien. That's not even what she used to look like. The hell is that? She looks like one of those Greys, like the Greys aliens or whatever from the fucking star system of whatever the fuck. I mean, what's going on? That just doesn't look right. I mean, and then you got Naomi's like, it's weird because I'm getting like pretty, like this area right here is getting me going. And then I look over here and she's kind of like dressed like a kid and that's creeping me out. Because I'm like, yeah, give me that. And then I look over at Naomi and she's like sort of dressed like a kid. And I'm like, ooh, like that, I don't know, that's weird. I don't know, man. I'm not really sure what to think about that at the time right now, which is now. Fuck off. Just about a week or so ago, Kyrie Irving stepped on the Celtics mascot, prompting fans to get angry at him. One fan even threw a water bottle at him. That prompted him to say that it's racist that a fan threw a water bottle at him. Because unlike white players and black players and Hispanic players from around the world and Asian players, when people throw water bottles at them, it's not racist. It's only racist because it happened to you. So it's racist because it happened to you. Even though the man was wearing a Garnett shirt. So why would he like another black man? Oh, could it be just that he just doesn't love you? Maybe he just really hates you. Now, should you throw bottles at NBA players? No. But Kyrie Irving is a fucking cunt. And Kyrie Irving, after stepping on our mascot, which drew criticism from Big Baby and fucking Kevin Garnett and a whole bunch of other people, said he's a scumbag for doing this. But the current Celtics are all too big of pussies to say anything. But the basketball and sports gods took care of it because he fucking snapped his ankle the other day. So Kyrie Irving, normally I would say, listen, I'm going to stop myself right there. Because you should never, it's not a good thing to root for someone to be injured or hurt. It's not good to do that. But in this case, I'm glad you snapped your ankle. You're fucking crutches bound goofball piece of shit cocksucker who fucks goddamn dogs on the weekend, all right? Go fuck yourself, Kyrie Irving. I hope Lucky the Leprechaun comes to life in some kind of like Pixels-esque situation or weird magic ghost slime touches the Leprechaun logo and somehow Lucky the Leprechaun comes to life. And I hope that he sodomizes all the people you love in front of you with a fucking cattle prod and you're forced to watch as he eats them alive like a fucking shark in the Jaws movie. And you have to stand there staring at him. Then he fucking ties you to the fucking bedpost, pisses on all your religious books, and then eats your dick first. Okay? You fucking crutches-bound piece of garbage human being, gaslighting, race inciting for no reason, Nike swoosh with fucking little Chinese kids making the fucking shoes, fake piece of fucking shit. And by the way, the number 1 looks like a dick, okay? Has anyone ever told you that? The number 1 looks like a fucking cock. Anyone ever told you the number 1 is a cock? Shaped like a dick. And guess what? You have 2 of them on your fucking jersey. That's right. You're double dickhead. Fuck Kyrie Irving. I hope his fucking ankle looks like a fucking mongoloid's brain. Okay? I hope Kyrie Irving is trying to hobble around his apartment on his crutches tomorrow, and he falls down the stairs and breaks his pinky. How about that? Fuck yourself. I was thinking the other day about how funny it would be to throw a guy off a train. Like, if you're on the train, the train's going, and you open the window to get some fresh air, they let you slide that window sideways, and you just threw the guy off the train. Like, what would anybody do? You know, would they... I don't know. I mean, I wouldn't do it, but I was just thinking about what if you did it? I wouldn't do it. I wouldn't want it to be done. You know, I really miss Paul Mooney, too. I'm really mad about Paul Mooney being gone. You know, and so I'm just going to binge watch Paul Mooney videos. It will get old after about 30 minutes because, you know, but, you know, it will be fun for a little bit. Ruling overturned California's assault weapon ban was nutty, but it may be on solid legal ground. Well, everything in California is kind of nutty, isn't it, right now? There's a lot of homeless people. They're fun to watch. California should now be known as the homeless state. And Texas is running out of the power grid because their power grid's like fucking stupid. So Texas is going to be the power grid state or the no power state. It's great. You know what I love is all the people that moved to Texas from California. Like, hey, we got to get out of this crazy liberal state that's failing and there's homeless people shitting everywhere. Let's go to fucking Austin, Texas. What? Why would you go to Austin? Why wouldn't you go to a Republican area? Why would you go to another liberal area that's going to turn into a shithole? By the way, the shooting the other day, they didn't really mention it too much because the guy wasn't white. If he was white, they'd be like, another white man. Like, but because it was a black guy or whatever it was, like, they were just like, oh, I don't know. But they like shooting, though. They were like, okay, we got shooting, though. That's good. We're happy to say shooting to everybody. Fuck. Just leave the guy off the title, you know? If somebody gets stabbed and it's the right colors, they mention the colors in the title. But if somebody gets stabbed and they're the wrong colors, they either don't mention it at all or they fucking leave it out. It's very funny. If a white guy stabs anybody that's not white, even if it's not a racial thing, like it's just a random attack anyway, like for whatever, then they'll say white man stabs black man. An unprovoked attack, possibly racism. Even though it was like they were fighting over something if the black guy was like they were like fighting equally over something, then he was like, I'm gonna get my gun. And the white guy was like, I got a gun right here, and then the guy came at him and then he shot him, they'd be like, racism led to this. Or if it's a white on white crime, they don't report that either. They don't care. But they'll like if it's a white on white thing, they'll look up the guy's ancestry or whatever, and they'll be like, oh my god, he's 1% Native American. And they'll put in the title like white man, like they'll write like racism, troubling racism runs deep as a white man shoots man with Native American blood. Like that's what they would say. They'd be like, white man shoots man with Native American blood or heritage. Why did it happen? Oh, they were fighting over a sandwich, and then the guy got hot-headed, and then he shot him. So why is it a concern about the Native American heritage, then? Well, because it shows a bigger troubling problem, or a pattern, or deep roots of take. What? No, he didn't care. The guy didn't even know he was Native American. He just fucking was an asshole. He knew. Oh, he knew. He fucking knew. Fucking J-Lo and Ben Affleck are back at it again, huh? Wouldn't it be funny if their love fest continues? Because they're sickening, right? That they're back together and all this shit. This bitch dated fucking Alex Rodriguez, like the biggest piece of shit ever. Like, I don't know. I hope Ben Affleck, imagine Ben Affleck and J-Lo, they go to like the carnival on the summer, or they go to like a fair, or something like that. And they get trapped on the top of the fucking Ferris wheel. They go to the fucking, does that thing where it stops at the top. Then one of those gigantic earthquakes happens, that happen in California, Fucking thing just topples over and kills them. Ben Affleck and J-Lo dead in Ferris wheel accident. There's an article you wouldn't expect to see, I mean, you can say, like, you're fucking ridiculous. But if I told you 5 years ago Kobe Bryant is going down in a fucking helicopter, you'd be like, go fuck yourself. He's going down in a helicopter. It's going to hit the side of a mountain. He's going to die in a fucking helicopter accident. You know what I mean? It's not that crazy to think that Benifer is going to go down in a fucking Ferris wheel, okay? Or they eat some tainted cotton candy. They're like feeding each other cotton candy, but they're feeding each other's death. Because it's like riddled with like fucking some kind of drug. What's that shit that they put in weed now? Fentanyl. It's like fentanyl and fentanyl-laced cotton candy kills Affleck and J-Lo. That'd be fucking weird. And it's like an epidemic going around everywhere. Fentanyl-laced cotton candy. If your kids want cotton candy this summer, say no. As fentanyl invades the United States in the cotton candy. Doesn't it just fill you up with pride? Fucking Kyrie Irving. What a scumbag. Hilarious. Monday Night Raw's tonight, which means most of us should probably commit suicide before that happens. We watch it. That'll be fun. Anyway, I hope you guys enjoyed this fun podcast. Where are we at here? Shout out to the producers of the show, man. You guys make this shit possible, so thank you. We're all going to hell. I'll see you guys in the next video. Fuck off.
To Offend Podcast. You are listening to the Meant to Offend Podcast.
You're listening to exclusive content from The Joe Cronin Show on Patreon.
Yes, you're listening to exclusive content. I'm ridiculous. What's going on, everybody? Welcome to the Meant to Offend podcast. It's another day and another stupid day. How many more stupid days can we get in a row, huh? We're going to have 500 stupid days in a row, and that's my prediction. COVID will end in 500 days. That's my new... Everybody keeps asking, what do you think about COVID? What do you think about... Oh, what the fuck do I know? The experts don't know. I use quotation things with my hands because I'm either a fairy or I'm being sarcastic. I don't... Nobody knows anything. So asking me, I mean, you might as well be talking to a wall. I'm going to go talk to a wall right now. A wall... What's 5 times 5, wall? And the wall doesn't say anything back to you. That's basically what the same thing is asking the scientists or asking the CDC or asking me. Pretty much don't know anything. I can give you my opinion. That's probably what people are looking for. But the bottom line is nobody goddamn knows. Anybody who thinks that they really know, even myself, if I ever come off like I think I really know, I don't know a damn thing because nobody else does. So how could anybody that says I know what's going to happen, you don't know a goddamn thing about what's going to happen. Because if you know what was going to happen, you'd be in the stock market making a bunch of money, but you're not because you don't know shit. That's basically what it is. By the way, I'm really upset because my little blue light, my little spotlight that I have that normally shines on the wall, it broke, and so now it's like mostly a white wall, and this looks like Pink Floyd The Wall, and I don't like that because I feel like I'm in the movie or something, and I'm about to like peel my skin off and lose my wife or something. But anyway, whatever. It's we got the on-air signs on blue, so at least there's that glowing blue. And I ordered a new one. They're only $9.99 on Amazon, and I got the last one. It's probably made in China, piece of shit, right? It's probably going to catch fire and burn my house down anyway. But because when you see a spotlight that comes with a remote that's made of plastic that changes different colors, like and plugs into the wall and does all these fancy things and modes, and it's only $9.99. You go, Jesus, how can this only be $9.99? And then you see it's made in China, and you're like, it was made by a 4-year-old boy. That's why it's $9.99. And it's made out of probably like plastics that are against wire coating or something, or there's code in there. The wire's like barely wire. Probably going to start a fire. I mean, that's probably why this one broke. I've only had the thing for a year, and this thing broke. So, I mean, that's what you get for $9.99. Now, you buy a nice one made in Germany or Japan or wherever for $29.99, and it probably lasts you for 3 to 5 years and probably won't burn your house down. But I just like Chinese people so much, I ordered this one. I ordered this goddamn one because, I don't know, I'm an idiot. I got COVID. Instacart. You guys ever go on Instacart? By the way, this is Meant to Offend. How you guys doing? Meant to Offend podcast, episode 4. This is episode 4 of Meant to Offend. A podcast that I basically came up with the name, the intro, and the idea for 2 years ago. And we're on episode 4 now, guys. Episode 4 now, 2 years later. How does it feel? I lived in a different place when I came up with this show. So how about that? Isn't that funny? You know what's really funny? When a dog owner's dog isn't listening to them, and the dog just starts running away and trying to run away from them or not listening, and they're like flipping out like, no, Jenny, no, I said, stop it, and like just watching them, and then like you're videoing their face and then their hands. I know this because I have 2 dogs. I know this because I've got 2 dogs. But like just their insanity. You know, same thing kind of happens with kids a little bit, but with dogs, I don't know, like when people lose patience with dogs, that tells you that they're more insane, right? Because with kids, you're going to flip out. Kids are retarded, okay? But like dogs, you know, they're animals, they're cute. You know, come on, Benji. Come on, Benji. You're not listening. Come on, Benji. Benji, get over here, Benji. But when you see people really freak out and they just start fucking losing their minds over the dog, then you know they're a psycho. They probably shouldn't have kids. Because if you're melting down you're not a parent and you've got kids and you're freaking out over the dog, you are going to kill your kids if you ever have them. So you shouldn't have them. And so people with dogs, now we know you shouldn't have kids. I'm a little bit scared that you're even going to hurt your dog at that point, you know, or you're like taking out your life like your dad butt pumped you when you were younger and now you're taking it out on your dog, or your dad beat your mother in front of you, or like, I don't know, played with his pecker stick in front of you. I don't know what happened when you were little, but the fact of the matter is you're taking it out on the dog, and that's weird. That's very strange. Like, oh, Benji, stop it! No, I didn't! These people, I don't know what's wrong with them. But no, Instacart. Do you guys have Instacart? Because I have Instacart. And Instacart's great. They'll just deliver whatever. You're like, oh, I don't want to go to the store and get COVID, even though the employees have to work. What are you doing? What is my dog? Now my dog's doing something. So, you know, I just type in ba-ba-ba-ba, and the Instacart comes. But they always say, like, Julio is shopping for your order. And I'm like, oh, great. Julio, cool. And it shows, you know, like a Hispanic black guy, like a mix minority guy, or maybe a white guy. It'll show a white guy called Vincent. Like, it'll be like a white guy. Let's use the white guy. It's funnier. I saw one the other day, white guy Vincent, and he's like this. Guess what? Puerto Rican female delivered my groceries. That's not Vincent. Why does it say Vincent shopping for me on Instacart? So I've been telling people that there's some kind of scam where like a guy basically, these people don't even know they're on Instacart, and there's a guy running like a ring of like 15 people, and he runs one Instacart app, and he just sends whoever, like 50 other people out for him. So he just sits at home and he pays those people, and they don't even know they're working for Instacart. They think they're working for him. And he's got like a whole control center at home where he just texts everybody like, hey, get the fucking eggs, ask them about this, and I'll chow with them. And then he's going to call these people and relay the messages to them. It's just so weird. It's just weird. Every day, every time, Mark is picking up your groceries, and they show a black guy, Mark, but then a big fat white guy who's hairy brings my groceries to me. And I'm like, what the hell is going on? This is not Mark. How do they get away with this? It's very strange. And I don't want to, like, leave a bad review, because I feel like if I do that, then, or if I go like, well, Mark didn't deliver my food, though, what's up with that? Then I feel like this guy who's running this giant ring of whatever this is going to come to my house and kill me with his, like, 7 Cuban friends. So I just give it all good marks. But every time I'm like, hey, what's up, Tiffany? Even though it's a big fucking guy named Ben, probably. And I'm like, all right, Tiffany, whatever. And I just call him whatever I want to call him, because that's what goes on. Just weird. I don't know. It's just something about Instacart. It's something that gives me the creeps about it, but it's at the same time it's great. And I'm not even promoted by Instacart, but I should be, because I'm sucking them off right now. Leah broke down on the highway the other day. Well, she didn't break down, I guess. She said, she was like, I broke down. I'm like, oh my God, what happened? She's like, the tire blew out. I'm like, oh, that's not breaking down. I mean, it is breaking down, but that's not that bad, right? Like, the tire pops. Okay, the tire popped on the car. The tire blew out, the tire ripped off, whatever it is. But when I hear breakdown, I go, holy shit, something's wrong with the engine or something. What the fuck? It's a 2013 Mazda. You know, like, no, something's really wrong. But luckily, it was just a tire popping or whatever, because that's a lot less than me. 50 Cent just endorsed Trump for president after seeing Biden's alleged tax plans. So 50 Cent is now endorsing Donald Trump after seeing Biden's tax plans. So there you go. So he's next. We're canceling everybody now. If you're on the left, you're canceling everybody. Oh, we're going to cancel this guy, cancel that guy, cancel this guy, cancel that guy. Oh, cancel these people. Now they're canceling Chris Pratt. Oh, he might be a Trump supporter. Cancel him. He needs to go. Fuck him. He should die. Kill him. Murder him. Stab his dick off. Ah! Like, people are crazy. It's like, dude, I canceled him years ago when I saw that first fucking Jurassic Park movie. Okay? Chris Pratt has been dead to me for years. I hate Chris Pratt. Fuck him. I hope he gets fat again and goes back on The Office or whatever shit show he was on with his big fatness and his goddamn suit. Stupid idiot. Whatever. Who cares? So I canceled him years ago. The joke's on you idiots for still watching him and stuff like that. I don't know. He's garbage to me. Jurassic Park 2 sucked. I didn't see it. But, oh, no, cancel him. He might be a Trump supporter. Oh, I thought you might have said he might be a rapist. Then I'd be worried. Like, no, he's a Trump. I don't care. He's not even I don't even think he is a Trump supporter. That's the thing. People are stupid. We're canceling Ice Cube. We're canceling Chris Pratt. Hey, how about you actually do something good for the world on Twitter or somewhere? Instead of just bitching all day about who we got to ruin, cancel, or end, or make jobless so their kids can't eat. Oh, my God, he has a different opinion than me. I hope his kids don't eat now. What kind of sick weirdo fuck are you? By the way, you're a fascist. You're a fascist. You're getting Nazi-like, man. If this is witch trials times 10, these people want to kill people for their political opinions. Who gives a shit? Left or right? Whatever the fuck. No one needs to be canceled. You're a loser if you do that. And, you could go out and do something good for COVID or the health, or you could retweet awareness about things. But no, instead you're out just tweeting all day about cancel Ice Cube, cancel the... Like, you're just a loser, wasting time, wasting everybody's time. You suck. You're a waste of human shit. You're fucking spending most of the day on a website where you write a few words down constantly that the theme of the thing is a fucking faggot bird, okay? It's a bird. It's a fucking bird, dude. You're spending all day on Twitter fucking tweeting about a bird. You suck. By the way, I love gays. So now they're going to, oh, you said the F word. Yeah, but I didn't call a gay person, so it's not hate, you piece of shit. It's just a fucking word, you fairy tale idiots. Everybody's always like, oh, you can't say this word. You can't. Yeah, you can say whatever you want. Haha, you can say whatever you want. Guess what? shout out to the gays, though. They are one of the best groups in the whole world because they know how to party, man. They know how to have a good time and party. You know? Most of the people angry are straight white people. You ever notice that? They're the ones that are like, fuck straight white people, fuck straight white men, fuck ah. Most of them are those people. And the women that are doing that, most of them are married to them. It's like, dude, what are you doing, man? You're a straight white female. You're a bitch, too. How about that? I love gays, man. People get scared about gays, like the homophobic people, like that's hilarious to me. That, like on the other side of the coin, that's fucking hilarious. You ever like even me, I fuck around, like I see a guy, I'm like, yeah, I'm like, oh, we should just bang each other, and I slap him on the ass, and then they go, oh, whoa, dude, it's like, relax, bro, I'm not gonna fuck you, I'm joking around, it's okay, it's gonna be all right. And then the other people would call on the left would call that like molesting, or what do they call it? They would call it unwanted touching or rape. They'd probably call it rape. He tried to rape me. He touched my back. It's like, no, I was just patting you. Like, let's take it easy, all right? Let's relax. So it's just, I'm not raping you. I just touched your back. And then for the guys that are very concerned that a guy's touching them, don't touch me. Listen, I get it. Respect people's wishes. They don't want to be touched. Don't touch them. I get it. I agree. But they're so homophobic and crazy. They're like, oh, my God, that's gay, and you're, don't do that. Fuck you, dude. It's like, relax, dude. Nobody's trying to fuck you, okay? Nobody's trying to rape you, fuck you, like, make you watch them, like, do it. No one's doing that. Like, relax. It's going to be okay. Sometimes guys bang each other, okay? Sometimes guys bang each other. Sometimes guys fall in love. Sometimes girls fall in love. Sometimes they get married. It's going to be okay. Well, they shouldn't be allowed to get married because of the sanctity of marriage. What's sanctity of marriage? It's like 45% divorce rate. If you want to get mad at something, get married at the get married. If you want to get mad at something, get mad at the women and the men that are constantly divorcing. The sanctity of marriage. There is no sanctity of marriage, okay? It's a bunch of made-up hocus-pocus shit. So now it's a certificate and a ring on your finger maybe and a celebration, and then you get a bunch of rights and privileges because you're married now in the country, okay? So just give it to everybody. Yeah, you can't marry a tree. I'm sorry. For all you fucking mentally ill pieces of fuck, yeah, I'm sorry. You can't marry a tree. I should be able to marry a tree! Yeah, if we're going to give in to the I should be able to marry a tree people, then we also have to give into the I want to make people die and eat shit. We got to give in to those people too, because it's all a mental disorder. So that's what's going on. So no, listen, you're not marrying a tree. You're not marrying your fucking dog either, okay? You fucking sicko weirdo, okay? A couple women want to marry each other. A couple guys want to marry each other. A couple transvestites want to marry each other. A couple of like whatever, like a hipster and a fucking and a dominatrix want to marry each other, whatever. But you ain't marrying Fluffy or Benji, and you're not fucking marrying a tree, okay? And you don't have the right to just squat on the land because you think you fell in love with an oak tree, okay? Like, hey, yeah, you can have my house, but I'm not leaving because I'm in love with the oak tree out front. Yeah, you're in love with the mental institution. Get in the mental. We need to bring back mental institutions. Bring back mental institutions right now. Bring them back and lock these people up who think that they are in love with the tree. Or just, like, not a bad place. Don't torture them and, like, electrocute them and whatever the stuff they did back in the 40s, 50s, 60s, and 70s. But I mean, like, dude, like, just, like, put them in a fun place where they can be safe and monitored a little bit, but they have freedom and they can live a nice life, you know? Same thing with all the kid fuckers out there. Put them all in a building, you know? It's not their fault. They're mentally ill. They're never going to stop because they're wired that way in their brain. I hate to say it, but it's just like all of us. My brain is wired to want to have sex with willing combatants, you know, like willing female. Like, I want to make love to a willing female who's of the right age. Women who are under 18, that's gross to me. Even 17, 18, 19, that's kind of weird, too, to me now. Like, I'm looking for women who are older, but I'm not looking for any women because I'm married. So what am I talking about? But the bottom line is when I look at a person who's under 20, I kind of start feeling weird or whatever. You know, so it's like, okay, dude, what the fuck is my dog doing upstairs right now? Shut up! Ah! See? People like that shouldn't have kids. But no, seriously, back to, hey, I went off the rails. Anyway, gay people are great. We love gay people. But words are words, and who cares about words? As long as you aren't being hateful to, like, hateful to gay people and hateful to somebody, to bully them or to beat them down or to make fun of them because they're gay or black or whatever they are, That's when it's like, okay, now you're being a racist, now you're being a hateful person. But just the words aren't bad. You know what I mean? Otherwise, stop saying idiot, stop saying bitch, stop saying stupid. And then most of these people listen to rap, too. It's like, dude, how many times have I gone through people's Twitter accounts and Twitter feeds, and they're like, don't say bitch, it's oppressive. It's oppressive to say bitch. And then, like, fucking, like, 3 weeks ago, they retweeted this shit. Like, I swear to God, like, they retweeted this.
I said certified free, 7 days a week, wet and gushy, make that pull-out game weak. Yeah.
What the fuck is this?
Tie me up like I'm surprised, that's role play. I wear disguise, I want you to park that Big Mac truck right in this little garage. Make me dream, make it stream. I don't.
Okay, so, like, it's like, dude, you just you tweeted out these songs, like bitch, ass, vagina, rape me. Like, how can you actually think that I can take you seriously? People tweeting out Bella Delphine or whatever her name is. We talked about this like months ago. Like, it's like, why would you retweet this if you're like all about these rights and being whatever? So you got a problem with like words like retarded and things like that, but yet you got no problem with these people and with these songs. Oh, it's art. It's just creative. Oh yeah, so isn't comedy. So isn't talking shit in comedy. It's the same thing. Now if I'm going up to a guy who I don't know and I'm making fun of him and he's like special needs, you know what I mean? Like straight up, like he comes up to me in the fucking supermarket and he goes, "There you know the bananas are," and I go, "You know what, you fucking retard, fuck," and I just say all this stuff. I'm like, how does it feel to be like, that's fucking crazy, right? Like, you're a bully. Or if I tweeted at somebody who was like, "I had a fun day today at the WWE," like whatever, you know, and you go, "Oh yeah, we'll have a fun day." It's like, dude, that's sick, bro. That's crazy. You're making fun of the guy's disability on purpose to like bully him and stuff like that. Now that's something you can get mad about, and people can get upset and defend the guy and say like, you shouldn't be calling this guy this word. You know, that's messed up. You know, or calling a black guy the N-word. Listen, shut your mouth, stupid N-word on Twitter. You know, like, that would be like, wow, like, unless it's a joke somehow or whatever, but even that's a rough one, right? You can't really defend that, but doing that, there's where, like, there's a problem. You know what I mean? But just jokes isn't a problem. Not aimed at anybody specifically or even aimed at a theme. Who cares? You know what I mean? Like, listen, the fact of the matter is people with AIDS should die. You know what I mean? Like, and I'm just kidding. I don't know what the fuck I'm saying. But no, you should be able to say whatever you want. Chris Pratt canceled. I don't give a shit. Cancel Ice Cube, cancel Chris Pratt, cancel that guy. Now they're going to cancel 50 Cent. That's my point. They're going to cancel 50 Cent. People are mad about Monster Hunter. I don't even know what they're mad about that for. Mila Jovovich is just basically doing Resident Evil again, it feels like to me. That's stupid. I don't know. Anyway, you guys can hear full episodes of my shows. Please listen to full episodes of Meant to Offend on Patreon. Patreon.com/Joe Cronin Show, and on iTunes and Spotify. You guys can hear these all the time. Please subscribe. Please, donate, subscribe, become a patron. There's 30 hours of bonus content a month. Every month is 30 hours on Patreon that you don't hear anywhere else. So you got to get over there, okay? You got to get over there. This is Meant to Offend, and we probably offended somebody. Hope you guys enjoyed the show today. I hope you guys have a good day. I hope this was fun to listen to. I hope we do more of this. I hope you give me feedback. I got a question. Oh my God, I fucking almost forgot. I asked for morning questions. Only one person on Patreon decided to ask a question. Unbelievable. Everybody else must be busy, I don't know, fighting for, like, ALS awareness or something. Beersy says, Joe Thornton to the Maple Leafs. How does that make you feel? How does that make you feel? That you guys literally, that Joe Thornton now is a cancer and he never wins. He was a curse on the Boston Bruins. I loved him. In a way, I love him, Jumbo Joe. He's a fun, exciting player. Assist master. But the guy's a cancer. Everywhere he goes, it's like Joe Thornton's career is, let's try to taste what a Stanley Cup could taste like and then eat our own shit instead. Like, let's go. We're going to the Stanley Cup. Oh, wait a minute.
guys, fuck this hockey stuff. I'm going to open up my asshole and shit in my hand and let's all eat it. Yeah, you want to do that? I want to do that. Let's do that. Well, that's fucking Joe Thornton's career, so enjoy him, Toronto Maple Leafs. Enjoy the highest ticket prices in the NHL, if there even is an NHL this year. I don't even fucking know. Goodbye. Listen to Meant to Offend podcast now on Spotify, iTunes, and all over the place just by typing in Meant to Offend podcast and download it. Give it a review on iTunes and Spotify and everywhere else. And check out the Patreon. You know, whatever. Bye. Some things and blah, blah. This is this part of the video is obviously for YouTube, for you guys wrestling-wise. And then this will continue into the Meant to Offend podcast on Patreon. So look for that. But just to answer a few questions really quickly, yes, tonight I will not be in Boston. I'm just way too busy to get out there. Obviously, I used to be 20 minutes away from the Agganis Arena. Now I'm about 45 minutes away from it, and just so much stuff going on. Plus, I don't even have a ticket yet and all that other stuff. So not going to be able to do that. So enjoy it, man. Everybody going. Have a great time. I hope you have fun. You know, maybe we'll have a party at my place. I don't know, later on or something like that. So, let's get into, listen, now Greg Hamilton says that they mutually parted ways. That's what he says. The other day, Greg Hamilton tweeted out something where he got involved with a rapper or somebody. You know, I care so little, I don't even want to look up the names, the facts about it. Just the bottom line is a rapper guy or DJ guy or somebody sampled Greg Hamilton's voice. And I don't know what like the Welcome to Raw or whatever. And Greg Hamilton tweeted out like, yeah, you can't do that, bro. You know, you should take this down or stop doing this before I get the WWE lawyers on you or something like that. And then a day later or just a little bit later, suddenly he's fired from WWE. Now, Greg claims it's mutually parting ways. Probably, I don't know why. I mean, maybe that's him trying to. So at first I thought this meant, okay, WWE wants to look good, so say you're mutually parting ways. It has nothing to do with that, and we'll give you all your extra payments and things like that. And so he's like, okay, yeah, makes sense. But, you know, it also could be that Greg Hamilton just doesn't want to come out and say, hey, I got fired. You know, so instead of that, he says, oh, we mutually parted ways because I was going to leave there anyway because 52 weeks on the road and being away from family and it's a grind and mental health and things like that. I don't think he would have left unless, I mean, I think there is mental health playing into it. I think Twitter and the world and the how mean everybody is on Twitter now. Imagine if back in the day, all your fan mail got to you every day instantly. That's essentially what Twitter can be, right? Anybody writing anything good about you, anything bad about you, and most people seek out the bad. So even if it's about you seek out the bad. So every day you're inundated immediately with all the negative if you want to absorb it yourself, you know? And so you absorb it, and, you know, the mental health stuff starts creeping into a lot of people, I think. I think people are developing these issues based on social media. You know, it's happened to me, and I never thought things like that would happen to me. I never, ever thought it would happen to me. You know, I remember this used to be something that JD dealt with back when he used to be on Out of Nowhere with me, and he was dealing through a lot of mental health stuff, and I never understood it because I was like, man, aren't you happy to be on YouTube? And we have thousands of viewers. We have people supporting our channels. Like, well, it was great. But the negative really got to him, and his own personal life was getting to him and things like that, and so he really had trouble, you know, making it to the shows because he was just depressed. Even though it was fun to do these shows, it's what he wanted to do, what I want to do, what everybody wanted to do. He just didn't really have the time for it sometimes because he didn't feel good, and I get that. And I think that Greg Hamilton was in that realm, and that's why he was lashing out at somebody on Twitter, you know, like, oh, you can't use my voice, you know, we'll get the WWE lawyers after you. And then you get fired, and now it's just kind of like, oh, well, fuck, whatever, I was leaving anyway or whatever. But yeah, I don't think that he, you know, I don't think he was 100% looking to leave, but I do think that, you know, leaving probably was getting inevitable in his own head. But so WWE basically fired him for making them look bad, I guess. You know, listen, they probably said, listen, dude, if somebody's sampling your voice and you think there's some kind of copyright or issue with it, come to us in the background and say, hey, will you look into this? These people are sampling my voice. And then WWE could go and maybe send a cease and desist or send a request that they stop doing it or whatever else like that. But instead, Greg Hamilton just goes out and says this on Twitter, like, we'll get the lawyers after you, which is not a good look, right? Like, that's not very good look. In fact, it's surprising to me that he would do that because he seems like a more level-headed person. But I don't know, maybe he had a couple drinks and he was like, you know what? I'm not getting paid enough for this. I'm gone all the time. People treat me like a celebrity, but yet I'm paid like nobody. I don't know what Greg Hamilton gets paid. I don't know what he gets paid. If he gets paid, you know, $150,000, I guess that's pretty good, but you're away a lot from your family. You know, maybe, but by now, I mean, maybe someone like Greg Hamilton wants like $300,000. Give me $300,000, man. I'm your announcer. I'm your main guy. You know, and if he's not getting that and he's getting 150 or 200 or 80 or whatever it is, you know, at that point, maybe starts thinking like, man, this is really worth it. I feel like I'm dead all the time. Always got to travel, got to remember all these things, people screaming, yelling. I'm on tour. I don't see my family. People just shitting on you all day on the social media, and I don't get a pay raise. I mean, maybe that's what he's, you know, and now he sees other people using his voice who are millionaires and stuff like that. And he's like, yo, I want some of that money because I'm making $100,000 to $200,000 a year slaving for this company, I feel like, and you know, some other guy who's a millionaire is sampling my voice. You know, the hell's going on? I think that's got to be where he's at, because somebody happy wouldn't say that. They'd just be like, oh, that's cool, that guy's sampling my voice, that's pretty cool. Like if you're making $2 million, $3 million, $4 million a year with the WWE as an announcer, and some DJ somewhere was playing your voice a little bit or whatever, I feel like you'd be way happier. So you'd just be like, yeah, cool, man. Like, that's crazy. That's wicked. What an honor. You know, that's pretty cool. See you later. But somebody who's struggling or, like, barely making it financially as someone who's on TV and working the WWE schedule, you know, maybe they're bitter, you know, right? It feels like a bitter thing. I mean, that makes sense to me. But anyway, funny thing, Jake just messaged me and said, hey, dude, are you doing an AEW review tonight? Are you kidding me, Jake? Do you honestly believe? Let me ask you this, guys out there, and people do this to me on Twitter too. Let me ask you, Jake, and I know it sounds like Jake's going to be here tonight for the AEW review. Let me ask you guys out there, do you honestly think that I would sit through 3 hours of Monday Night Raw, that atrocious show, and review it, but not sit through AEW? Are you serious? Come on. Let's be better. Be better. No, I'm just sorry. I just wanted to say be better. I think that's the worst thing. Yeah, can you imagine if I sat through 3 hours of Raw and then I was like, I'm not going to cover AEW, though. But I'm going to sit through 3 hours of PG horse manure. Like, that's a good idea. Absolutely friggin' not. I am absolutely covering AEW tonight in Boston, but I won't be in Boston. I'll be at home, so I've just got too much stuff going on. You know, see, I only go places when I get free tickets. Shout out to Cody Rhodes for the last time. It was really fun. I'll save that press pass forever. The second ever AEW show, and I got a press pass for it. And there was only two. There's only 2 press passes that were given out, me and another guy, right? And we're at AEW, and that was the second ever AEW. It's got to be worth something, right? One of the press pass stickers from the second AEW Dynamite ever on TNT. Got to be worth something, right? But it's kind of priceless to me, you know. Thank you to Cody and Brandy. Just like to say that once in a while I make jokes about everybody and everything, and like to say, man, that they were so nice to me. It's almost unbelievable, dude. And all of the AEW staff behind the scenes, they were sweet, they were helpful, they were nice. Just absolutely loved it. You know, WWE in the past has been not nice. Now, they did fire the guy that I used to try to talk to about things, and, you know, but, you know, I will say Road Dogg is a great guy. Road Dogg's a great guy. Triple H is a great guy. Stephanie was great. Some of the people behind the scenes were great as well. So, like, I don't want to say one's better than the other. There was just, an AEW was obviously smaller. so they had more time to take with me. So it's not fair to judge that because there's so many like ladders and people and operating things in WWE that they don't have time to personally spend on you, like Cody, like AEW did, for me. So that's the only thing I can say is that they're both really good. But it's just AEW obviously is smaller. They're a little more tight-knit family at this point with the way the company size is. And just, that obviously is going to rub off on you. So, Enzo Amore is returning back to MLW, rather. We'll see what happens with Enzo. People think he's going to come back to WWE. I don't know about that. And that's it, man, for the wrestling as far as my little rant here on the wrestling. Now I'm going to go talk about the storm that just blew down trees around my neighborhood. People have some questions for me. I'm going to talk about those on Patreon. And, of course, there's a bunch of other little things to talk about. So, guys, if you enjoyed this video, leave a comment down below with what you think. I'll see you tonight for the AEW review live. Looks like Jake's going to be in the house. Leave a comment down below, and if anybody drops a thanks, the $ thanks down below, and drops anything, I will pin that comment, the top thanker. Thanker? It's just a weird thing to say. The top thanker? I don't know. The top person who thanks, I'll pin you to the top of this thing, and I'll write elephant balls below you. I don't know. Something crazy. Anyway, thanks for the support. And everybody who jumped on Patreon, we're only 5 patrons away from 300. If we can do that in the next couple of days, man, I will explode in the pants. Otherwise, I'll see you tonight for the AEW review. But if you want to continue listening to this podcast, which is going to be another 10, 20, 30 minutes, definitely go over to Patreon and download it or play it right onto your audio device, tablet, phone, TV, desktop, whatever you want to do. You can download, save it, play it, whatever. That's about it. I'll see you tonight for the AEW review. All right, so everybody else, I hope you guys are doing good, and I got my coffee here. I'm going to dump it down my throat, and I'm dumping it down my throat right now. Sorry. Oh, man. Oh, boy. All right, so we got Greg Hamilton released. No, I'm just kidding. We're not going to do that anymore. Killer. What is this? Killer? And oh, look at that. I don't remember that guy. I was born in 1984, though. So if this guy was going around killing people, I was born in 1984. Oh, no, wait a second. Okay, so you're saying that this guy... And, hey, Tom, what is his last name? Tom Arthur. Tom, man, what's up? Thank you for sending me this story. I think I see what it is now. At first, I thought it was a serial killer, but no, it's a guy that killed... This guy killed his son's molester, which, who wouldn't do that? So Florida's dropping in the COVID cases. I love how Florida's back and forth. You know what? One week it's like Florida doesn't care. Florida falling apart. Now the article is why Florida has the America's lowest COVID rate. They don't have the lowest COVID rate. I don't understand that. Like, Massachusetts' COVID rate is still lower than Florida right now. So this article isn't even right. But what I think is funny is how they're like, why does Florida have the lowest COVID rate? It's like, dude, they don't. They do, and then they don't, and then they do. Do you understand what happens when you say, F it, we're all just going to go outside and who cares who catches it? You know what's going to happen? For a few months, it's going to be awful. Everyone's going to be sick. You're going to have the highest numbers. That's what happened in Florida. Now, nobody really has it anymore, and it's going away. Well, because you created the herd immunity. You gave it to everybody to, like, almost get it out of the way. Like, okay, everybody get it. Some people are going to die. All right, now nobody has it anymore because we all caught it. We all built up an immunity to it. Like, this isn't groundbreaking or like, oh, wow, I wonder how this is happening. It's 100% logical. Right? A state like Massachusetts is going to have little spikes, right? Every once in a while in Massachusetts, it's going to spike up a little bit, and then it's going to come down to low numbers that ride. Then it's going to spike up a little bit, then it's going to come down to low numbers that ride. Then it's going to spike up a little bit, but less than before, and low down and rise. Spike up a little bit, and it's a gradual thing, right? Because the theory in Massachusetts is, hey, everybody gets the vax, so you're going to have less symptoms, less hospitalizations, Everybody's going to get it over time, a longer period of time, so you'll eventually have less hospitalizations. Everyone's a little more cautious with masks and things like that, so you're going to have less hospitalizations. But eventually, everybody's going to probably get it, so you're delaying the inevitable, right? so that you can be vaxxed. So, like, it makes sense. It's not wrong or right, whichever state decides to do whatever they do. It's just, to me, it's 100% logical. It makes sense. I see why Florida has spikes of, oh, it's out of control, and the hospitals are starting to fill up. And then they have spikes of nobody's getting it anymore. You know, that makes perfect sense. They're rolling they're high rolling in Florida. They're going all in. Big or go home is what Florida's doing. Listen, we're gonna flood the hospitals once in a while and go crazy, and everyone's gonna be sick at once, and then we're gonna have long stretches of no one being sick because people are just building up immunity. Whereas Massachusetts likes to ride the line down, somewhere down below with some spikes. It's not rocket science why those two things happen the way they are, depending on your method of how you handle the thing. So why Florida has America's lowest COVID rate. But like the article 4 weeks ago was like, why Florida is out of control. Like it was out of control. Now it has the lowest rate. It's obvious because everybody got it. It's so easy to see why each state operates the way they do or has the results they have. Based on the way you treat it is the result you're going to have. And I don't know. I'm not here to debate which one's right or wrong. I'm just here to say, like, it's fucking obvious why this is happening. I don't know. It's pretty obvious to me. Selena Gomez debuts new look for a cooking show. Who gives a shit? Who clicks on that article? I want to know who clicks on Selena Gomez debuts new look for cooking show. Cook or pussy? That's what you should cook.
I'm debuting my new. Want to see my new outfit for my new cooking show?
What the fuck? Who clicks on that article? Like women click on that article? Like, oh, I can't wait to see what she's wearing. Like, what? Did guys click on that article? I don't even know who Selena Gomez is. Really? She was like a kid singer, and I was an adult when that was going on. So that's creepy. So I'm not interested in her. Even if she's 22 now, it's still weird. When I was macking it to Britney Spears, she's older than me. When I was slapping it to Britney, okay? So when I go back and I look at a cover of Britney from something, it's not weird because I grew up with that. I grew up hitting that. All right? Or I didn't hit that, but you know what I mean. Wouldn't it be fun to live with Britney Spears? What's she like? With her mental illness? What's she like? Like every day, Britney Spears? She must be fun, man. She's got to be fun. She's like, you wake up in the morning. Like, Britney Spears going to bed at night. She's got worse problems than me, right? Like, I got problems, but she's got worse problems. Like, like Leah takes care of a lot of things here. Like, and if I don't wake up or something, Leah's like, hey, you only got to get up for that thing? Oh, shit, my alarm clock went off. I slept right through it. You got to get up. Yeah, get up. Bam, she's hitting me. Britney Spears would be like this. She'd be like, so tomorrow I have to make sure I'm up for that meeting with the record label at 9 a.m. So I better go to bed. So we're going to go to bed, okay? And I'll be like, all right, I'll go to bed. So you go to bed and like 9 a.m. hits and you're both asleep. Then 10 a.m. hits and I wake up and I look around and I go, holy shit, it's 10 a.m. Didn't you have to go to that record label thing? And then Britney wakes up and goes, oh my God, fucking shit, I fucked up again. Ah! And she's just breaking stuff and throwing her alarm clock, and then she just lays back down and goes back to sleep. And it's like, well, Britney, don't you want to call them and tell them you missed it? You'll be in later, or you'll do something else. Don't tell me what to do, fuck. Okay, all right. I just was thinking. I was thinking it'd be, at least, listen, I'm late. I'm late for things too, but when I'm late, I at least give them a call and tell them out of respect. Hey, listen, I'm sorry, I slept in, or I had a mental breakdown, or I peed my pants, or something. Blame it on me. Say my husband has a penis problem, or he's to go see a doctor or whatever, or my husband stepped on a tack and his foot's turning green. We had to go to the hospital. Or just say my husband beats me, or no, don't say that, but I don't know, whatever. But call them up. And so finally at noon, she calls them like, hey, it's Brittany. So I'm so sorry I missed our appointment today. I just was really busy. And I'm sorry I missed. I totally forgot. Can we still do it today, or do you want to reschedule? And then they're like, listen, how about next week? Oh my God, what's next week? Wait a second. Hold on a second. I think next week I'm shooting a calendar thing for this YouTube guy's channel. He's paying me like $30,000. And then I'm meeting with the casino about an appearance. Oh my god. I'm getting overwhelmed right now. I want to fuck somebody. I'm sorry, Brittany. Did you say you wanna fuck somebody? Is that what you said? Yeah, it happens when I get overwhelmed. I just get fucking raging horny. I want to have a baby with somebody I hate. Okay, Brittany, I think you should probably get off the phone maybe. And have you been drinking, Brittany? No. Why, you want to drink with me? What do you look like? I'm like 50. I'm married. I don't. Yeah, it's probably too old for me. Do you have a son? Do you have a son that's a piece of shit that beats women? No, my son's happily married, and to my knowledge, he's a very non-violent person. You know. Yeah, that's not gonna work unless he'll cheat on his wife. I'd love a daddy to spank me. All right, Brittany, I've got to go. Okay, we'll talk about it soon. All right. I've got some new music written. Okay, that's great. You want to hear one of my new songs? I don't know. I suppose I could hear, a little bit of it, right now. Okay, so it's sort of it's a weird sort of song, but I think a lot of people are really gonna enjoy it. I think let me just turn the stereo up, John. Turn the number 2 track. Yeah. Thank you. When I get horny and I get home, I want my man to bone alone on the phone. I'll make a call and his pants will fall, and then he'll drill me in the ass and make my pussy fucking wrong. All the time I'm thinking about him. All the time I want him to come in me. My name is Brittany. Oh, come in me. Come into me. Come into me. Put your white creamy cum in me. I wanna. Brittany, that's thank you, Brittany. Listen, I'm sorry, Brittany. We were thinking about merging you with a Disney company for a new Disney movie where you would have a song. And I quite honestly, frankly, Brittany, that's going to be too risque to be releasing that song around the same time as our Disney deal. I thought you might say that. Are you Jewish? Oh, no, I'm not Jewish. What does that have to do with anything? Yeah, I thought you were a Jew. Oh, that's really not a nice... Brittany, you should not say something like that. That's really not appropriate. Okay, whatever, Hitler. Why are you calling me Hitler now? You know why. Anyway, I gotta fucking go. I'm creaming in myself. I gotta go. Bye. Like, that would be like... that's just the first half of the day for Brittany. That's just the first half of the day for Brittany. Anyway, 1984, a guy shot a guy in the head because the guy raped his kid, apparently. Listen, I applaud the guy. Apparently the guy got off, which he should.
1984 vigilante killing of Jeff Dowsett, who had kidnapped.
Oh, this is one of those like robot reader story things. This guy kind of looks like my old... Wow, this guy looks like somebody I know.
Kidnapped and raped his son, Jody Plouch.
Oof.
The killing of...
Let's hear that again.
Jody Plouch was an American known for the 1984 vigilante killing of Jeff Dowsett, who had kidnapped and raped his son, Jody Plouch. The killing occurred on Friday, March 16, 1984, and was captured on camera by a news television crew.
Damn, they were interviewing the guy about the murder of his son, and then he killed the guy in front of them. That's awesome. March, by the way, I wasn't born yet. Yeah, it was March. Yeah, I wasn't born yet. I was June. So,
although Plouch shot and killed Dowsett, he was given a 7-year suspended sentence with 5 years as probation and 300 hours of community service for the shooting, and received no prison sentence. The case received wide publicity because some people questioned whether Plouch should have been charged with murder or let off. Plouch stated that he was in the right and that those in a similar position would have done the same thing.
You're damn right they would. Although some people wouldn't have, though, right? So I think if you created this situation for 10 different people, I think that several people would have attacked the guy at some point, but I think that only a couple of people would have killed him, because a lot of people are just kind of, I don't know, though, like, because, I don't know. I'm not 100% sure. But I think a lot of people would have attacked him at some level, you know? But yeah, let's go on.
Gary Plouch lived in Baton Rouge, Louisiana.
What a nice
He
place.
was separated from his wife June at the time of the shooting.
Looks like a clock tower killer, by the way, just so you know. I mean, listen, he's a great father, obviously, but he does look like a clock tower killer or a guy who would beat people up at a Talladega race.
During 1983 and 1984, his 11-year-old son, Jody Plouch, was taking karate lessons with an instructor, 25-year-old Jeffrey Dowsett, who had been sexually abusing the boy for at least a year.
Oh, God.
In February 1984, Dowsett kidnapped Jody and took him to a motel in California, where he sexually assaulted and molested him.
Oh, God.
Thank you for watching.
That was
Like and subscribe if you would like.
That was it. Thank you for watching. He then put his hand down the boy's pants. Like, what the hell? Like, why is this so much creepier? Because it's like a robot thing telling us about this. That's when he shot him in the head. So then this guy shoots him in the head, I guess, right? Oh, wow. Wow. Well, you know, I would have done the same thing. So it says here the guy got 5 years, but then he got off completely. So he got sentenced or whatever it is, but he never served. He did 300 hours of community service. You know, can you imagine that? You do 300 hours of community service but I mean, you'd be happily doing the community service. You'd be like, dude, I just took a child molester off the streets, and I have to do some community service. You know, that's badass. I hope they made him like a basketball coach or something like that, or like a hockey coach. Well, not down in the South. Probably had to pick up trash on the side of the freeway, but you know what I mean. Like, this guy's a goddamn hero. This guy is a goddamn hero, and he got off. And listen, you can't take vigilanteism, but, you know, if the guy was proven to have done it, which he was, right? The guy was proven to do it, to have done this to his kid. You know, you'd freak out. And he said any parent would have done it. That's the only thing I don't 100% agree with. I don't think every parent would have done it. Some dads would have been like, oh, you know, I don't know. You know, some people would have attempted to punch him, sock him, knock him out, maybe beat the hell out of him, things like that. But, you know, to actually shoot him right in the head. You know, I think only about 3 out of 10 people would have gone there, you know? But I don't know what I would have done. I probably would have attempted to, I probably would have done the same thing. I got to be honest. If you molested my child, that would send me into a fucking whirlwind of hell like you'd never, I don't even know what I would do. Anyway, there was a storm the other night that blew the hell out of the neighborhood, dude. There was like trees. There's trees down everywhere. This shit was crazy. You know what's funny? Remember we prepared for that tropical storm that was coming, or that hurricane that was coming? Remember that? There was like hundreds of electrical crews at the Walmart down the street. All the grocery stores were filled with electrical crews ready to go out and do battle against the elements. And they just spent all this money on all these trucks rolling out everywhere, right? What was this, 3 months ago or whatever it was? 3 months ago, right? 2 or 3 months ago, whatever. And, you know, it's just funny because nothing ever happened. So these guys were out for no reason, really. You know, we had a couple of 60-mile-an-hour gusts, and that's it. And nothing really happened. And the funny thing is, last night was more horrific than that. And it was out of nowhere, and there were no trucks ready to repair all the down lines that happened today. Right? There's like 100,000 people without power overnight. Now, most of them have been restored, I think, by now, but I haven't been paying attention to the updates. And the fact of the matter is Like, that's just really bizarrely funny and terrible. Like, at the same time, it's like, oh, you were super prepared for the hurricane thing. It didn't happen, so we didn't need it. Then the other night, there was all these microbursts and cyclone shit. I'm pretty sure we had wind gusts last night of like up to 80, 90 miles an hour. It seems to be around 80 or so miles an hour that these trees start to fall down in my area. And they said gusts up to 70. I don't think that. I think it was higher than that. And so it's just kind of funny to me that's what went on. You know what I mean? I don't know, man. Like, my kid, only one of my kids woke up to come cuddle with me and Leah, though. The boys stayed asleep. The boys stayed in their room, stayed asleep, didn't notice, whatever. Only my daughter woke up. You know, and so, you know, very interesting. Oh, yeah, Brittany, bring it back to me again, Brittany. Give it back to me again. Oh, let's go to the questions. You got questions, I got answers. Wasn't that an old, like, thing or a selling point on a TV show? I don't know. 294 patrons. We're so close. Questions. Will you please give your review on Crown Jewel? You know, I still haven't watched the whole thing, Parker. I got to be honest. That first match was great, though. I talked about that enough. I like that. Let's see. So this is from Chase Weatherwalks on Patreon. What do you think of Vince's Blood Money event that just happened? Oh, there's another question about Crown Jewel. I mean, I thought it was decent enough. One of the better shows of the year. And it took place in Saudi Arabia. Kind of goofy. Hector Gutierrez says, would you rather cure cancer or end world hunger? I feel like we had this one before. I think we did get this one. And I think we chose... I don't know, man. I feel like it should be cancer because we could end world hunger. Like, anybody should be able to end world hunger. You know, like, you could plant some seeds the right way. You know, you could move, get to a different country quick. But when it comes down to this, the question becomes, would you rather people starving to death or dying of cancer? And it would be self-serving to say cancer because I'm in an area where people aren't really going to starve to death, so I don't see it as a threat, but it could be. But I guess I'd have to go with, end world hunger, because that is just something that nobody should die of. You know what I mean? But it really would be great to cure cancer, so it's so close. But if you can't even get people to stop dying of being hungry, then I guess you've got to start there. So I'm going to have to pick world hunger, to be honest, because at least, you know, nobody should die of hunger, you know, and then cancer is next. We can solve cancer eventually, but nobody should die of hunger. I mean, that's just awful to see children and stuff like that dying of that. And I know children die of cancer and people die of cancer, but the hunger thing should be eliminated. We should be able to feed everybody somehow, you know, some way, even if it's garbage. People should be able to eat something and not starve. So that should be the way. Speaking of, what's up, buddy?
I really want to become Sonic.
You want to become Sonic?
Yeah, in Roblox.
Oh, yeah, of course. Well, listen, guys. I'm at the end here. I appreciate you guys being here. We did 10 minutes on the YouTube, 20 minutes here on the Patreon, and I'll do more like this. Leave me a comment down below if you like this type of podcast, this format and stuff like that. And also leave me a comment if you can smell Brittany's, you know, pubic sweat from where you are. Okay, let me know if you can do that. All right? This is Meant to Offend. I'm Joe Cronin. And we're on patreon.com/Joe Cronin Show exclusively for the patrons. And if you want more, leave a comment at some point and let me know this is what you like. But according to the voting, too, you guys said you really like Meant to Offend style podcasts like this. So I'll keep bringing them, and I'll try to make them even longer, probably 45 minutes to an hour going forward. Seems to be the spot. God bless Gary, who shot that rapist in the head. McDonald's fast food. Look at this. McDonald's fast food linked to serious health issues. No shit. McDonald's linked to serious health issues. Which ones? You know, take your pick. Cardiac events, plastic in the food. I don't know. I have really toned down my McDonald's intake recently, and I really got to tone it down a lot more, you know? I still have it like once every week or 2 weeks. It's got to go down to like once every 3 months. And honestly, if you get down to where you're not having McDonald's for 3 months, if you do try it, you'll be disgusted. and you'll be like, ugh, and you won't want it again. Although I don't know if I could ever give up the fries. Like, if someone handed me a thing of McDonald's fries, I don't know if I could ever give that up. I could see getting sick over the burgers and, you know, things like that. The burgers. He's having sex with the burgers. Don't you miss that guy? What happened to him? Maybe his mom finally killed him. I don't know. But shout out to him. What was it? I don't even remember his name. Stephen Gurman. Shout out to Gurman if he's out there somewhere. Being molested by his mother somewhere. Can you imagine him being molested by his own mother? Like, and like struggling really hard. And she's just firing away inside. You know, it'd just be a real disgusting mess. To be honest. But that's okay. Because that's his life. You don't have to have that life. I hope everybody has a good day.